Imagine you're holding the key to eternal youth in your hands. This isn't science fiction or some magic pill. It's a body of knowledge that's over 1,000 years old. What if I told you that Avicenna, the greatest physician of the Middle Ages, left us a blueprint on how to look and feel 30 when you're actually 60? It sounds hard to believe, but his system of rejuvenation is shockingly relevant today. In this video, we aren't just reciting ancient texts. We're breaking down a holistic philosophy of health that can literally turn back the clock. Stay with us until the end, and you'll realize that the ultimate secret to staying young was discovered long before anti-aging creams and Botox. Are you ready to uncover what's been hidden for centuries? Before we dive into the secrets, let's talk about who Avicenna really was. His birth name was Abu Ali ibn Sina. Living at the turn of the 11th century, he wasn't just a doctor. He was a true polymath, a philosopher, astronomer, mathematician, and poet. His magnum opus, the Canon of Medicine, was the primary medical textbook in universities across Europe and Asia for 600 years. It was the definitive encyclopedia of its time. But what's most important for us is how he viewed the human body. Avicenna didn't see us as just a collection of organs. He saw a unified system where the body, mind, and spirit are inextricably linked. He believed that disease is simply a loss of harmony, and that aging is a process that can, and should, be slowed down. His genius wasn't in treating problems after they appeared, but in preventing them from happening in the first place. That is exactly why his wisdom is more powerful today than ever before. The first and most fundamental pillar of Avicenna's entire system is the doctrine of balance, or misage. He believed that every person is a unique blend of 4 natural elements, traditionally called humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. Now, I know that might sound a bit strange to our modern ears, but don't be too quick to judge. In essence, this is an ancient take on what we now call temperament and individual metabolism. When these forces are in harmony, you feel healthy, energetic, and youthful. However, any shift, whether triggered by a poor diet, stress, or your lifestyle, leads to disease and accelerated aging. Avicenna taught that the real secret to staying young isn't about fighting against time. It's about constantly maintaining your own unique internal equilibrium. Think of it like a pair of scales. On one side is your body, and on the other is your lifestyle. Your task is to keep them in perfect balance. This is the fundamental principle, and without understanding it, any other health advice is just a list of rules. Let's start with something so fundamental it's often overlooked. The legendary physician Avicenna famously called air man's first nutrient. But he wasn't just talking about the act of breathing. He placed immense importance on the quality of that air. His primary advice was to live far from the smoke, dust, and stagnant air of industrial areas, suggesting instead the crisp air of the mountains or the salt breezes of the sea. But how do we apply this to life in a modern metropolis? We can adapt Avicenna's wisdom to our world. Make it a habit to ventilate your home daily, creating a cross breeze to fully refresh the space. Use air purifiers and humidifiers to keep your environment balanced. Avicenna was also a pioneer in the power of scent. He recommended filling your home with the natural fragrances of rose mint and sandalwood, scents that don't just smell pleasant, but actually harmonize your state of mind. By breathing in clean, vibrant air, we oxygenate our blood, soothe our nervous system, and essentially wash our bodies from the inside out. It is a simple practice that directly transforms your complexion, your energy levels, and your overall sense of well-being. We've all heard the phrase, "Water is the source of life." But the legendary physician Avicenna saw it as something far more profound. To him, water wasn't just a drink. It was a vital tool for cleansing and renewing the body. He insisted on using pure spring water, served either at room temperature or slightly warm. He believed that drinking ice-cold water was a mistake, as it could extinguish the fire of digestion. His approach to quantity was equally mindful. Avicenna was against the idea of forcing down liters of water just for the sake of it. His rule was simple: drink when you are actually thirsty, but do so in small sips throughout the day. He warned that excessive water could put an unnecessary strain on the heart and kidneys. Herbal infusions also held a special place in his teachings. He recommended rosehip for strength, mint to calm the mind, and water with a drop of rose oil for radiant skin. In Avicenna's eyes, water is the body's ultimate transport system. It delivers essential nutrients to every cell and flushes out toxins, maintaining the internal purity that is the true secret to lasting youth. Let food be thy medicine. We often credit Hippocrates with these words, but it was the great physician Avicenna who took this idea to extraordinary heights. He developed a sophisticated nutritional system based on the unique properties of everything we eat. In his view, every food has its own nature. It is either hot, cold, moist, or dry. For instance, ginger and honey are considered warming, while cucumber and watermelon are cooling. The secret to health and longevity lies in balancing your personal misage, or inner temperament. If you have a hot nature and are prone to inflammation, you need more cooling foods to find balance. If you often feel cold or sluggish, signs of a cold nature. Your body craves warming ingredients to stoke its energy. This is more than just a diet. It's about fine-tuning your entire system through what's on your plate. Avicenna championed eating local, seasonal produce, believing that nature provides exactly what we need at exactly the right time. This approach doesn't just prevent illness. It's the ultimate way to achieve glowing skin, a lean body, and lasting energy. Avicenna, the legendary physician, identified overeating as a primary driver of aging and disease. His famous teaching remains clear. The root of most illness lies in the stomach. He believed that excess food overwhelms our digestion, clogging the body and allowing toxins to build up. His advice was brilliantly simple. Always leave the table feeling slightly hungry. Think of your stomach as a cooking pot. If you fill it to the brim, the digestive fire has no room to burn. Instead of providing energy, the food begins to spoil inside you, causing bloating, heaviness, and toxicity. Avicenna urged us to eat slowly and chew every bite carefully. This doesn't just help with absorption. It gives your body the time it needs to signal that it's satisfied. Ultimately, Moderation is the simplest way to maintain a light body, a sharp mind, and lasting youth. In our world of convenience and fast food, this ancient wisdom is more important than ever. Movement can replace many medicines, but no medicine in the world can replace the power of movement. This principle, famously shared by the ancient physician Avicenna, remains the cornerstone of modern rehabilitation today. However, he didn't advocate for grueling, high-intensity workouts. His philosophy was built on moderation and consistency. He believed the most beneficial exercise was a steady walk, ideally in the fresh air. He also highly valued activities like horseback riding, swimming, fencing, and even dancing. According to Avicenna, the primary goal of physical activity is to keep the blood moving, to boost circulation and prevent the body's fluids from becoming stagnant. He viewed stagnation as the ultimate precursor to illness and premature aging. Movement should bring joy, not exhaustion. If you finish your activity feeling a pleasant warmth and a surge of energy, you're doing it right. But if you're collapsing from fatigue, you've pushed too hard and may be doing more harm than good. Consistent, light-hearted physical activity maintains muscle tone and joint flexibility. Most importantly, it ensures a healthy blood supply to every organ, including the skin, which is what creates that true, natural, rejuvenating effect. For Avicenna, sleep was far more than just rest. It was a sacred window for the body to restore and heal itself. He even developed an entire philosophy centered on what he called the art of healthy sleep. First, he emphasized routine. He believed in going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, following the natural cycles of the sun. In his view, the most restorative and healing sleep occurs during the first half of the night. Second is preparation. He advised against heavy meals, intense emotions, or demanding mental work before bed. Instead, he recommended calming rituals like a warm herbal bath, soft music, or light reading. Third, the environment matters. The bedroom should be well ventilated, quiet, and dark. Avicenna even paid attention to sleeping posture, suggesting that starting on your right side helps support liver function before you shift positions later in the night. High-quality, deep sleep is when the body performs its essential maintenance work, regenerating cells, flushing toxins from the brain, and rebalancing hormones. According to Avicenna, neglecting sleep is a direct path to premature aging. Long ago, Avicenna was among the first to prove the deep connection between our emotions and our physical health. He taught that feelings like anger, fear, sadness, and envy can literally poison the body, causing tension, disrupting digestion, and weakening the immune system. For instance, he wrote that anger burns the blood and strikes the liver, while chronic sadness cools the body, leading to issues with the lungs and joints. So, what was his remedy? Emotional cleansing. Instead of suppressing our feelings, he encouraged us to experience them fully and then let them go. To find balance, he recommended deep conversations with wise mentors, listening to harmonious music, and immersing oneself in the beauty of nature. He truly believed that joy, laughter, and love are the most powerful medicines we have. Maintaining a positive outlook and learning to forgive aren't just cliches. They are essential for staying young. Inner tension eventually marks our faces with wrinkles and stress, but by protecting our peace of mind, we preserve the smoothness of our skin and the natural sparkle in our eyes. Expanding on the theme of emotional well-being, Avicenna placed great emphasis on the profound impact art has on the human spirit. He believed that harmonious sounds and beautiful imagery have the power to heal the soul, which in turn heals the body. In many ways, he was a true pioneer of music therapy. Avicenna prescribed specific melodies to treat various conditions. Soft, flowing tunes were used to soothe anger and anxiety, while rhythmic, uplifting pieces were chosen to combat apathy and low spirits. In his view, music directly influences our physiology, regulating the heart rate, breathing, and even our internal chemistry. He held visual experiences in equally high regard, advising people to surround themselves with beauty, whether through works of art or the natural world. He spoke of the healing power of watching flowing water or the blooming of flowers, noting that these sights foster a sense of inner harmony that radiates through the physical body. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded by visual and auditory noise. Avicenna's timeless advice is simple. Be intentional about filling your life with beauty. Listen to classical music, visit a museum, or take a quiet walk in the park. These are not mere luxuries. They are essential forms of mental hygiene that protect your inner light and keep your spirit young. Back when hygiene in Europe was, to put it mildly, non-existent, Avicenna was already writing entire volumes on the vital importance of cleanliness. To him, hygiene wasn't just about appearances. It was a powerful tool for preventing disease. He advocated for daily bathing, specifically using warm water rather than cold, to avoid putting unnecessary stress on the body. He wrote extensively on the benefits of steam baths, explaining how they do more than just cleanse the skin. They help flush out toxins, relax the muscles, and soothe the nervous system. After bathing, he recommended massaging the body with oils like rose or violet to nourish and hydrate the skin. Avicenna also emphasized keeping one's clothes, home, and even kitchenware spotless. Long before the discovery of microbes, he understood that filth was a primary source of infection. He taught that maintaining a clean body and environment creates a shield against illness. This allows the body to stop wasting its precious energy fighting off external threats, and instead focus that vitality on staying youthful and healthy. In Avicenna's medical system, massage was far more than a simple luxury. It was a cornerstone of holistic health. He viewed it not just as a way to relax, but as a powerful therapeutic tool. Avicenna categorized massage based on an individual's specific needs. For athletes and those with a robust build, he prescribed vigorous, energetic techniques to stimulate circulation and strengthen the muscles. Conversely, for the elderly or the frail, he recommended gentle, rhythmic strokes to release tension and improve blood flow. According to his teachings, massage should bookend all physical activity, serving as a warm-up to prepare the body and a post-workout recovery to soothe fatigue. He placed great importance on oil-based treatments, selecting specific oils based on a person's unique temperament and the season. In the winter, he used warming oils like mustard, while in the summer he preferred cooling oils such as sandalwood. Avicenna believed that regular massage was essential for maintaining the elasticity of the skin and muscles. It was his secret to preventing wrinkles, preserving joint mobility, and giving the body a lasting sense of lightness and vitality. To him, this was the most direct path to staying flexible, toned, and youthful for years to come. Avicenna was a true master of botany, and his legendary Canon of Medicine details the healing properties of hundreds of plants. He believed in harnessing the power of nature to fine-tune the human body and promote rejuvenation. However, he wasn't searching for a single miracle herb to stop aging. His approach was entirely holistic. He used plants to detoxify the system, support digestion, and soothe the nerves. Among his essentials were rose, saffron, ginger, cinnamon, and mint. For instance, he recommended rose water as a facial tonic to refresh the skin and calm inflammation. Rose hip infusions were a vital source of nutrients to boost immunity, while ginger and cinnamon were used to warm the blood and spark metabolism. Saffron, he believed, was a remedy that could gladden the heart and brighten one's complexion. Crucially, Avicenna never prescribed herbs at random. He always took into account a person's unique constitution, their misage, and their current state of health. For him, herbal medicine was far more than just a collection of folk remedies. It was a precise science of restoring an internal balance, and in his eyes, that balance is the true foundation of lasting youth. Over time, our bodies naturally accumulate what the legendary physician Avicenna called excess and waste, or what we now know as toxins. He believed that regular detoxification is essential for maintaining health and preserving a youthful spirit. If these harmful substances aren't flushed out, they begin to overwhelm the liver and kidneys, polluting the bloodstream and leading to chronic illness and premature aging. So, what were his methods? First, he recommended periodic fasting or detox days focused on light foods, such as vegetable broths or fresh fruit. This gives the digestive system a much-needed break and allows the body to clear out accumulated buildup. Second, he was a strong advocate for steam baths and saunas, as sweating is one of the most effective ways for the body to release deep-seated toxins. Finally, he used specific medicinal herbs to stimulate and support the liver, kidneys, and gut. The philosophy is simple. Inner purity leads to outer beauty. A clean body absorbs nutrients more efficiently, cells regenerate faster, and the skin naturally takes on a healthy, radiant glow. As both a physician and an aesthete, Avicenna believed that health and beauty were inseparable. His approach was purely holistic, relying entirely on nature's ingredients. He famously taught that the skin is a mirror of our internal health, meaning true radiance must begin from within, starting with proper nutrition and detoxification. But he didn't stop there. For external care, he recommended cleansing the skin with a mixture of bran or legume flour and milk, a natural precursor to the modern exfoliating scrub. To nourish and hydrate, he turned to botanical oils like almond, olive, and rose. He held violet oil in particularly high regard for its soothing and anti-aging properties. Avicenna also crafted restorative masks using honey, egg yolk, clay, and plant extracts. He was even one of the first to warn against excessive sun exposure, naming it a primary cause of premature aging. Though these secrets are over 1,000 years old, they remain the cornerstone of today's organic beauty movement. Avicenna was among the first physicians to recognize the direct link between oral health and the well-being of the entire body. He described decaying teeth and inflamed gums as a gateway for infection, warning that bacteria could travel through the bloodstream to affect the heart, joints, and other vital organs. To prevent this, he advocated for meticulous oral hygiene. He recommended cleaning the teeth with powders made from crushed roots and herbs, which served to both cleanse the mouth and strengthen the gums. For brushing, he suggested using twigs from specific trees, such as the neem tree, which is prized for its natural antiseptic properties. To keep the breath fresh and the mouth clean, he advised rinsing with herbal infusions of mint, chamomile, or sage. Healthy teeth are about more than just a beautiful smile. They're the foundation of good digestion, ensuring that food is properly chewed and processed. Most importantly, oral health prevents chronic inflammation from taking hold in the body. By looking after our teeth, we are, in essence, protecting our youth and our longevity. We previously mentioned Avicenna's appreciation for fragrances, but his philosophy went far deeper than just smelling nice. He believed that scents have a direct impact on the brain and nervous system, influencing both our mood and physical well-being. This was, in effect, a medieval form of aromatherapy. He classified aromas much like food, labeling them as either hot or cold. Scents such as rose, sandalwood, and violet were considered cold and calming. These were his remedies for headaches, insomnia, and outbursts of anger. On the other hand, musk, amber, and jasmine were seen as hot and energizing. These were used to fight off apathy and boost one's overall vitality. To integrate this into daily life, Avicenna suggested carrying scented sachets, using home incense, or adding essential oils to bath water. He believed that by mastering our state of mind through scent, we could maintain the inner harmony essential for long-lasting health and youth. Avicenna, the legendary scholar and physician, understood that aging isn't just physical. It happens to the mind as well. He believed the two are deeply intertwined. To stay truly young, he argued, you must keep your mind sharp and active. The old saying, "An idle mind is the devil's workshop," perfectly captures his philosophy. Avicenna urged us to never stop learning. Whether it's reading, exploring new sciences, solving complex problems, or engaging in deep conversation, intellectual activity is vital. It boosts brain circulation, builds new neural pathways, and helps ward off cognitive decline. But it's about more than just preventing disease. A clear and curious mind keeps your passion for life alive. It prevents you from becoming stagnant or falling into apathy. Someone who is always learning something new retains a youthful energy and a certain spark in their eyes. Avicenna lived this truth himself. Pursuing knowledge until his final days, he proved that a sharp, active mind is perhaps the most powerful elixir of youth. Humans are social creatures by nature, a truth the great physician Avicenna understood perfectly. He believed that loneliness and isolation are detrimental to our health, acting as a catalyst for the aging process. To him, surrounding yourself with kind, intelligent, and positive people was a form of medicine, a warm conversation, shared laughter, or an exchange of ideas. These were the things, he said, delight the spirit and strengthen the heart. Positive social ties provide a sense of security, support, and belonging, which directly benefits our nervous and hormonal systems. Conversely, he advised limiting time spent with envious or perpetually bitter people, as such company poisons the soul and drains our vital energy. In today's world, we often trade real face-to-face interaction for virtual substitutes. Avicenna's wisdom is more relevant now than ever. Cherish your friends, spend time with your family, and seek out like-minded souls. Deep, genuine human connection is a powerful, natural antidepressant. It is a source of energy that keeps us vibrant, resilient, and young at heart. Throughout his medical career, Avicenna often encountered people who were burning out, from powerful rulers to simple craftsmen. He saw firsthand how relentless work and a lack of rest could drain a person's health and lead to premature aging. That is why one of his core philosophies was the essential balance between labor and leisure. He taught that while work should be fulfilling, it must never become the sole purpose of one's existence. It is vital to reserve time and energy for family, hobbies, and spiritual growth. To Avicenna, rest was not about being idle. It was about a change of activity. If your day is spent on mental tasks, the best way to recharge is through physical movement, like gardening. Conversely, if your work is physically demanding, you should find rest in reading or listening to music. This approach is the key to preventing professional burnout, chronic stress, and the depletion of one's vital energy. The ability to step back, relax, and shift focus is a profound art, one that Avicenna believed directly determined both the quality and the length of a person's life. Finally, the cornerstone of Avicenna's entire philosophy is spiritual equilibrium. As a man of profound faith, he believed that true physical health is impossible without harmony of the soul. He spoke of faith, prayer, meditation, and even simple quiet contemplation as vital tools to calm a restless mind and connect with something greater than oneself. According to Avicenna, it is this spiritual practice that provides us with an inner core, helping us navigate the stresses, fears, and anxieties of life. Believing in a higher purpose gives our lives meaning and protects us from the existential void that so often lies at the root of depression and psychosomatic illness. Regardless of one's specific religion or philosophy, he maintained that a spiritual foundation is the ultimate source of inner strength and peace. After all, it is the person at peace who truly defies age. Their face is not etched with the lines of worry or discontent. Instead, their eyes radiate a profound inner light. This ultimately is the highest path to a long, happy, and vibrant life. So, what was Avicenna's real secret? As you've probably realized by now, it isn't about a single magic potion or some miracle herb. His genius lay in understanding that youth and vitality are the result of conscious daily work. It's a holistic system where no detail is too small. The air you breathe, the water you drink, your food, your emotions, your sleep, and even your intellectual and spiritual life. These are all the building blocks that form the foundation of your health. The most incredible part is that this 1,000-year-old wisdom hasn't just stood the test of time. It's actually more relevant today than ever before. In our fast-paced, high-stress world, we often go looking for answers in expensive treatments and pills. Yet the true key to longevity has been right in front of us all along. Harmony with oneself and with nature. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And now, I have a question for you. Which of Avicenna's principles are you already practicing in your daily life? Maybe without even realizing it. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.